Huju, Nagamo Maingin and Dishnakas, Wabasheshin Dodem, Ochiboykwe and Dao and Beishgo Medeo. Hello, my name is Sharon Day. When we were in school, we were all taught to learn how to say the directions east and west and north and south. A long time ago, an elder told me to think about the directions in this way: east, south, west, and north. And so when we meditate or we pray, we think about the directions in that way. Wabanung, for all life begins. The color that represents the east is yellow. Where the life force comes from, it's the place where all life begins, place of birth. There's an eagle that sits in that doorway, the Migazi. The little animals come from that direction, Asehmaa, tobacco. The place where our first medicine comes from, Asehmaa, tobacco. Jawanang, purification. The south. Red is the color of the south, Jawanang. In this direction sits Ziguan, the forever maiden, and her uncle Gnu, the golden eagle. From this direction, we also learn about youth, learn about love, responsibility, purification. The medicine that we get from the south is cedar. In Gabiang, the west, when the spirit bird calls us home. Black is the color of the west. In this direction sits the great buffalo, regulator of the water, the seasons, day into night. We go through only when we go to the spirit world. And sage is the medicine of this direction. Kiwadanang, the north, wisdom. White is the color of the north. Great white bear lives in this direction, Kiwadanang. We often think of our elders. From this direction comes healing and wisdom. Sweetgrass is a medicine that we gather in this direction. East, south, west, and north. East, south, west, and north. The color that represents the east is yellow, where the life force comes from. Asehmaa, tobacco. The place where our first medicine comes from, Asehmaa, tobacco.
I can only share with you the things that I've been trained to do. When we were given seed, we were instructed to plant a tobacco in a clean place, in a special place, and we protect it because it is sacred. Tobacco we had was pure, like I said, how it was raised, and it was kept clean. It was dried in the sun.
This type of tobacco is either grown or gathered for primary purposes of prayer and offerings, and is grown in a very traditional manner way, and has shown not to link to any bad health problems or diseases. Traditional tobacco is acquired through growth, gathering, and trade.
I can only pass on some of the knowledge that I grew up with. When I started my time, my mother didn't, show me everything. She just told me what I needed to do to take care of myself. Putting tobacco in the water, and my mother telling me I needed to be careful of the water. I needed to walk a path for a year. And that path was refraining from eating fresh deer meat, fresh berries, fresh garden. She just often talked about the power that a woman has during that time. It is one of our beliefs that when a woman is on her time, that she could take the power away from tobacco. Tobacco's always first. We have our ceremonies in the spring where we offer tobacco to the lakes and to the flowing water. Sometimes when your heart is heavy with grief or whatever, you can go to the water and talk to the water spirits and offer your tobacco. The water will take the tobacco. We use tobacco when we were going to go out racing. We put our tobacco first. Whatever we do, the tobacco's always first. We have our ceremonies before when we get together and have our feast. You know, the pipe is first. Respect. If I wanted to come and ask you for a special favor, you know, I would get a little bundle of tobacco and maybe a gift, something, and bring it to you and ask you, would you come and do that for me? Tobacco's always. Tobacco ties. This comes from the Sioux, but we also have our tobacco ties. They're small ties. Among the Ojibwe and Potawotami people, we have our little tobacco pouches that we wear on our bodies. We keep this tobacco next to our hearts. We make little tobacco bundles for our children when they go on a trip, so they always have the tobacco with them wherever they go. Sometimes when the children are having a hard time in school, we'll make a little tobacco bundle for them and tell them why we're doing that. As a protectant, you know, to ward off whatever you want to call it, evil, bad luck, you know. I was having a real hard time looking for help. I was hurting. I needed help. I had a vision of my grandmother burning tobacco. And I knew what I had to do then. So I went out and I burned tobacco. And coming back to that way, when I listened to the elders, listened to my uncle, listened to other elders, they always talked about tobacco first. And we offer tobacco first, whether it's in a pipe or through the fire. Tobacco first, tobacco first. And when we burn tobacco, we believe that the fire takes our tobacco to the Creator into the four directions.
The coming of European people to this American continent known as Turtle Island, many of our most sacred and protected resources have been misused and exploited in the name of profit, progress, and productivity. Traditional tobacco is our most widely used and misused sacred medicines on this continent.
We're not following today. There are a lot of teachings that we left behind because of the dominant societies wanting us to be like everybody else. Like everybody else.
This is why I smoke. This is why I smoke. This is why I smoke.
Over the years in my life, watching our people and then Kendall having diabetes, we talked about a lot of what happened to our people with the whites, the white rice, flour, sugar. They start growing processed tobacco. It became different. It became great big leaves. When I traveled down south, I saw some tobacco farms, and man, those leaves are big. You know, here, my husband used to say, if that leaf is that big, it's full grown, you know. And when I look at the tobacco leaves, oh my gosh, you know, they're humongous. And, you know, and it's the things that they put in the tobacco. You know, why do they have so many different flavors? You know, you got mild, you got strong, you got, you know, all different flavors of Marlboro cigarettes, and a long time ago we didn't.
Smoke 'cause I'm hot. You ain't 'cause you're not. This is why I smoke.
I smoke 'cause I'm hot.
You ain't gonna die. This is why I smoke.
Smoke.
The dominant societies wanting us to be like everybody else. Commercial tobacco.
Commercial tobacco. This type of tobacco is manufactured mainly for the primary purpose of financial profit and gain. It has been linked to various health conditions and concerns, and is acquired through purchase.
I wouldn't spend my money on a pack of cigarettes.
They stink. They smell horrible, and they make you like cough and
They
stuff.
just kill people. That's the main thing. They rot your everything. They rot your body. They rot your up. People think they look cool, but they look nasty.
Dirty, like they're just crusty. Like the ash is nasty. It makes your hands feel like gross.
Standing near smoking while he's smoking, you're inhaling 30% of all his smoke.
One of the things that I was taught when I was pregnant was that whatever we ingest, so does our baby. So if we smoke, our baby's also smoking. And what does the smoke do to the babies? Seen examples where the mother smokes and the baby is born small, and they have a lot of respiratory problems. There are a lot of respiratory problems where there's a lot of smoking going on with families, and so I would like to encourage moms to protect their babies from the smoke. Yes, it is our belief that tobacco is important, but when we use it and abuse it, then it becomes harmful to our little ones. What do we need to do to take care of ourselves, to create a healthy environment of where we live, where our children are, and to speak for our babies because they don't have a voice, and we need to be a voice for the babies.
M6, stop smoking them six, put them up real high, make sure everybody sees.
In them six.
Break 4.
Break 5.
One of the things that I always grew up with was the knowledge that in each of these directions, we have a guardian that watches the earth, that takes care of us. And that's why we offer tobacco to the 4 directions and to the grandmother that we walk on. Always be grateful for her gifts. The air that we breathe, the water that we drink, that the thunder beings bring, and Mother Earth for all her blessings of all the food that we get, that we're still getting.